So how do you price your coaching program? If you're a health coach, if you are a health practitioner and you're working with clients, patients online, or even in person, to be honest, and you're selling what you probably should, which is a bundle, a prescription plan, not just a one-off session. How do you price that? Now listen, there's a lot of advice on this out there. I'm gonna give you my perspective, and hopefully it resonates with you. Here's the thing. I am always on the side of you as the provider, but also on the side, I'm blinded by the sun here, but also on the side of the patient and the client. And what I'm about to share with you is probably going to ruffle a few feathers because it's been ruffling feathers for years. But for the right people, maybe you, you'll understand the importance of this. So my general position on pricing is that if people want Ferrari performance, they cannot pay Honda Civic prices. Okay, let that sink in for a second. If your patients come to you and they have a metabolic issue, they have a major issue that needs solving with your help, they're not going to get there by doing it on the cheap. No one gets better by paying $7. No one gets better by doing anything for free. And the reason for that is because when you don't pay attention. So with that said, I believe it's in your best interest for your business perspective, for your time perspective, and it's also in the best interest of the people you're serving to charge more. Now, I want to be super clear about something. I'm not saying making health inaccessible. I'm not saying health shouldn't be accessible for everyone. But at the end of the day, this is your business and it's your life. And you have to determine who you will and who you will not work with. Because what's the point of you sacrificing your life in the service of others? Because you can't help others if your cup is empty. And so you have to be able to fill up your cup. And that means take care of yourself, take care of your team, take care of your business, take care of your family, and in the process, helping people at a much higher level because you're able to. So think about it this way. If I were to say to you, okay, I want you to charge $50 to help a patient or a client, okay? What would you be willing to do for that person? What would you be willing to do for $50? Probably not a lot. But what if I said, I want you to charge $5,000? Now, what would you be willing to do? Probably a little bit more. But here's the other thing, is what do you think that client or patient would be willing to do if they invested $50? Probably not a lot. You've probably experienced this, right? The one-off sessions, they never come back, they don't get better. But someone who invests $5,000 with you, let's as an example, do you think they're more committed? 1,000%. We've had clients in our programs because listen, we help practitioners build very successful coaching programs and help them build their brick and mortar practices as well. And building a great business is not easy. And we've had a number of clients that have said, listen, like, if it wasn't for the investment I had made in your coaching and your help, I would have given up. And the reason they didn't is because they had a sizable investment that kept them on track. And because of that, they're now running 6 and 7 and some even 8-figure businesses. So the reality is that even though it's uncomfortable, the right people understand that they have to pay attention. And that the more they invest, the more they're invested in their healing journey. So with that context, how do you figure out your pricing? Do you just arbitrarily give it a number? Maybe, but I don't think so. The thing about pricing is that it's always up here. It's never out there. If you look at the difference between a Rolls Royce and a BMW 750, it's the same car under the hood. It's the same car. But one of them charges 3.5 times more than the other. Why is that? Because Rolls Royce made a choice, made a decision decades ago to be the best in the business, to be the Rolls Royce. When there's a lot of advice out there talking about like, hey, look at what your competitors are charging. I think it's bull. I think it's bull, to be honest with you. Why would you compare yourself to the competition? You need to focus on the problem, not the competition. Focus on your clients, not the competition. Which means if someone's charging $50 for the very same thing you're doing, why don't you charge more? The Four Seasons Hotel is a hotel. Motel 8 or Motel 6 is a hotel. Do you think the Four Seasons is looking at what Motel 8 or Motel 6, whatever it's called, is doing and charging? No, they don't care. They charge $750 and up a night. Motel 8, $79 a night. What's the difference? Four Seasons says, well, we're going to be the Rolls Royce of our industry, and we're going to provide the best possible experience for the people staying in this hotel. If you're charging $79 a night, you're getting stained bed sheets and smelly rooms, as an example. So it's not about comparing yourself to what other people are doing. It's nice to know what's happening in the industry. But if you base your prices and look at what everyone else is doing, you will always be at the mercy of external circumstances. You need to create your own economy, and you need to focus on not the competition, but on your clients and creating the most incredible experience and outcome for them. And as a result of that, you cannot charge cheap prices. So what is it? Do you charge $19.99 as in $2,000? You charge $2,500, $3,000, $3,500? Again, pricing is largely arbitrary. There's, in a service-based business, unless you have lab tests, supplements, etc. that you're paying for, there's really no cost of goods sold. If you're selling a car, right? There's a cost of manufacturing that car. When you are providing your expertise, there's no cost of goods sold. It's a cost of service. It's a cost of your time, your knowledge, your wisdom. How do you put a price tag on that? It's challenging because you can't quantify that as easy as you can a physical good. So you think about, okay, well, if someone comes to me and they have decades of issues with their health, let's just say they have gut issues, right? They've got Crohn's, and they've spent 20 years with Crohn's disease. That's where you need to anchor in the pricing. Someone's been suffering every single day. They can't even leave their house because they're going to crap their pants, or they can't do what they want to do because of this massive digestive issue. 20 years. Do you think $2,000 to help that person is too much? Do you think $3,000? Do you think $5,000? I don't think so. I think it's a steal, because when you really help people understand the cost, it's not the cost of your program, it's the cost of their current situation. And that's the job of you having a conversation with someone, is to help them understand that it's not about how much it costs to work with you, it's how much it costs them not to work with you. So within that, I believe that your pricing for a coaching program or a health program in any way, shape, or form should be on the higher end side. I'm not saying you have to help wealthy people. I'm not saying you have to help people that only have money, because you don't. You're looking to help people who value and prioritize their health. No one ever spends their last dollar with you. Someone who says $2,000 is too much money to spend with you, I promise you they're spending $1,000 on their iPhone. It's all about priorities, okay? Do not buy the stories. So I think hopefully, it's challenging maybe the way you're thinking about pricing. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but hopefully it's making sense. The final thing I'll say on this is, listen, my first business, we helped 500,000 customers, okay? So we helped 500,000 people to better health through our products, our services. It was amazing. But I'll tell you this, is you can't help everyone right now. You can only help yourself and the select group of clients who are willing to work with you. Does that mean you're limited in the impact you can have in this world? Not at all. Here's why. Right now, your goal, depending on where you are in business, is to work with the cream of the crop. And when I say cream of the crop, I'm not talking about some people are better than others. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you work with people who are willing to pay you a higher amount for your services so they can transform their lives, right? Not everyone's going to be there. There's always going to be people that say it's too expensive. We actually had somebody tell me that $97, they couldn't afford $97 for a 2-day event that we're putting on. I was like, wow, that's a problem. That's a great story to keep telling yourself. So there's always going to be people who say it's too expensive no matter what the price. Here's the thing, is that there's always going to be people who say that's a steal no matter the price. So you start off by working with those people. You fill up your cup. You build your business. You become more profitable. You help people at a high level. You transform their lives. Here's what happens over time. If you run your business properly, you have more cash flow. You've got more profits. And now, because your cup is full and it's overflowing, now you can start to help more people at a lower level in terms of their investments. But the problem is that what a lot of people do, especially online, is they say, I want to help everyone, so I'm going to create a membership site for $27, and then they get 10 people in. And they can't even pay their bills. So it's like, listen, like I'm all for making health accessible, but at what cost? Take care of yourself first. And in so doing, the only way you can take care of yourself is by helping people at a very high level. When you are comfortable with where you're at in terms of cash flow, profit, all that stuff, that's when you can start expanding your message and making it more accessible at lower levels to different people if you want to. But even if you want to keep things at a relatively high level, it's just a matter of scale. You know, one of our clients, Ryan, who's a chiropractor, they came online the end of 2019 on the verge of shutting their business down. And in the space of 7 months with our help, they're now doing $2 million a month. And they're not selling stuff for $37. You know, they're helping men and women with Hashimoto's, and their price points are, $3,000 to $4,000, and they're transforming these people's lives. This is a $25 million business, and it's not built on $27 ebooks. So listen, I know pricing is it's an interesting and touchy subject sometimes, but pricing is always up here, every single time. When you are not sold on your price, no one else will be either. So the first sale you have to make is you, and the fact that whatever it is you're charging, $500, $1,000, $1,500, $15,000, you need to be sold first and foremost before anyone else will on that price. Okay, now I know this video is a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I think this is an extremely important component to your business. Pricing is the single most important lever in your business. Listen, like if nothing else changed in your business and you only increased your price by 10%, you've now increased the net profit in your business by 10%. That's a huge difference, right? So pricing matters. It allows you to show up better for your clients. It allows you to have better clients working with you. And that's my take on it. If you'd like some help on this, if you want help getting more clients, if you want to help pricing what you're worth, if you want to really help creating the impact and change you want to create in the world and helping people with their health and building an amazing business, this is what we do. We've got a free training called the Profitable Practice Method. If you want to check it out, click the link somewhere around this video. Check it out today. If you like what you see, then by all means, book a call with us. Talk to one of our practice growth specialists. We can talk about what your situation looks like, how we can improve it, and we can take the next steps from there. So anyways, hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Drop me a comment below. I'll see you soon.